Pledge of Allegiance. All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can we get a roll call, please, Cindy?
Blair.
Here.
Candeloro.
Here.
De Palma.
Here.
Marshall.
Here.
Dangland.
Here.
Unner.
Present.
Rumble.
Here. All right, we'll need a motion to approve the agenda, but under new business, item H, it shouldn't say resolution there, so just cross out the word resolution. We'll bring that back after we order them. So, all right, somebody like to make the motion?
I motion we approve the agenda as presented.
Amended.
Support.
Tony? It's gotta be amended because we changed it.
Oh, the amended agenda.
I'll second that.
All right. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, that brings us to the public hearing for reprogramming program year 2023 CDBG funds. Would somebody like to make the motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Steve. Let's go ahead and roll call that, please.
Candeloro.
Yes.
De Palma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Dangland.
Yes.
Unner.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. Is anybody here to speak on the reprogramming of program year 2023 CDBG funds? Okay, seeing none, can we get a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Steve. Can we get a roll call, please?
De Palma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Dangland.
Yes.
Unner.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Candeloro.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. That brings us into our reports. We have the treasury reports, general ledger reports, the designated report. I don't see a building department report. Recreation report. John, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to, we had a spring cleanup out at the park this Saturday with Dave, and we had Boy Scout Troop 139 and Cindy and Fred Waybrandt. So we did some cleanup out at the park, but I just wanted to, let everyone know that we're working on that, and we got some stuff done, and it was pretty good. So we're probably planning on another one of those coming up in May. So, but things are looking good.
All right, thanks, John. Edna Burton Senior Center report, Faye?
Just that we served 97 people for St. Patrick's Day luncheon. So our next one is the 21st of this month for the after Easter luncheon, but I think I'm going to cut it off before the 97. It was a little bit much. My staff and volunteers and myself were exhausted by the time we got done, but and we're getting ready for Rocking and Raking, which is the 26th, and I'm still looking for volunteers. I haven't got a lot of volunteers, but I've got a lot of houses, so I'm thinking about putting it out on Facebook to the Ortonville sites that it might get more response from the parents telling the kids that we're going to go do it. So
All right.
other than that, that's it.
All right. Thank you, Faye.
While you're here, Faye, I want to, if nobody's taking advantage of what Faye's been doing with Secretary of State's office, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I went in and had my, the
License tabs.
yeah, but it's the extra stuff on the driver's license.
Real ID.
Oh,
Yeah, Real ID, had that done. I was in and out in 10 minutes. I mean,
That's a great.
yeah, take advantage of it if you need to.
All right.
Is
Thank
the
you.
Oakland County clerk coming and doing,
They have not contacted me. They
Okay.
only usually do it like every other year because they don't have the funding to do it every place every year, I think. So they kind of do it sporadic.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Faye. Trustee reports. Scott, you got anything?
Nope.
Steve?
No, sir.
Bob?
Nary a thing.
Tony?
No.
All right. Treasurer's report?
I have been working on settlement today. It's going to basically be done tomorrow, so I'll be getting out that to Oakland County and the final payment out to the taxing authorities. We collected 97.62% of our collection. Delinquent taxes are now delinquent, and they will be due at Oakland County. So if you did not pay your taxes, you need to go to Oakland County. We still have dog licenses available through the year. As of June 1st, they go delinquent. I've done some training. I went to the MTA annual conference last week. At that, I took a class on special assessments, on roles, on records management, reports for the board, investing, and expenses. I didn't have any subcommittee meetings. I've been working on procedures for cash receipt on timing, and I've been working with the clerk's office on doing bank reconciliation approvals between, like reconciling, well, banks get reconciled, but then reconciling it between my office and the clerk's office on their reconciliations of the bank, and just going through files. Some events that are coming up that the DDA is doing. I've been elected on the DDA board, and so I've attended a few of their meetings. I attended the Main Street, Oakland County Main Street meeting, and their annual report I put in your packets. And let's see, they DDA's got Euchre on Saturday, May 3rd coming up. They have Spring Market on May 17th coming up, and that's about it.
Okay, thank you, Dana. Rosalind?
Good evening. Thank you for attending the board meeting for Brandon Township. The audit has been completed, and Ken will be here to present our audit at the May 5th board meeting. It is that time of year again for the Seymour Lake Cemetery cleanup. So if there's any items that are there that you would like to have removed, like any personal artifacts, artificial flowers, wreaths, folders, we just ask that you retain them prior to April 15th. This has been posted in the Citizen the last 2 weeks. March was a pretty busy month. In the beginning of the month, with Rumble, Dana, and Chief Quapis, I attended a 2025 Capital Conference. So we learned about the ASTA policy and some election updates and upcoming changes and requirements. There was some other information we learned as well. Just a reminder, before signing a petition, I say this every once in a while, before you sign a petition, just make sure that you're reading the pros and the cons of any petition that is being circulated. It's very important to do your research. In the middle of the month, I attended the BGYA breakfast with Rumble in De Palma. So thank you to BGYA for putting the breakfast together. In an effort to support the mental health and well-being of the students, BGYA in Brandon School, BGYA is inviting like educators, employees, coaches to, they have this program where I guess I kind of I misspoke, so I do apologize, but BGYA has this program. It's called Soar Above It, and they're working with students in the Brandon School District, and they're inviting people to submit applications for this program. Those applications are due on April 11th and are awarded on April 30th. And the Soar Above It grants are funded with the opioid settlement funds received through Brandon Township. I did attend a planning and zoning conference. We did have a Parks and Rec subcommittee meeting where we discussed the repairing of the existing baseball fields. And then, kind of like Dana said, we did attend the 2025 MTA annual conference in Expo. It was nice to work with other elected officials, and there was a lot of classes that you could take. One of the classes I did take, and I learned something I didn't know before, was an election update. We were kind of advised that clerks need to start earmarking money for 2027 through 2029 for election equipment. And then the clerk's office did have a transfer with an employee into the Parks and Rec department. So the clerk's office is hiring a full-time election/office assistant.
Okay, thank you. Just two items to add to the conferences they both talked about already. We have our first, Oakland County has its first No-Haz event. That is April 12th at Pine Knob, and that's from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And appointments can be made on the No-Haz website. The cost to residents is $20 per vehicle. And then we also have our Township Cleanup Day coming in June, which is June 14th, and that's our cleanup day at the Township Park, but that is not for No-Haz materials. And appointments can be made by calling the supervisor's office, and we start taking those appointments on May 12th. So that's it for me. All right, that brings us into our correspondence. We have the Parks and Recreation Township Park Board Committee meeting minutes, Brandon Groveland Youth Assistance 2024 report. We have the Road Improvement Subcommittee meeting minutes of March 11th, the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting minutes from February 26th of 25, and the Oakland County Main Street report. So that brings us to citizens' comments, and those comments are limited to items on the agenda tonight, and we are limited to 3 minutes as well. Does anybody have any comments on the agenda items? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. There's no discussion tonight. Consent agenda, we have our regular meeting minutes of March 3rd, 2025. Regular bills in the amount of $14,854.86. Prepays in the amount of $248,393.16. And then the employee transfers that Rosalind mentioned, all under the consent agenda. So we're looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Bob.
Second.
Thank you, Steve. And we'll go ahead and roll call that, please.
Blair.
Yes.
Candelora.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Stenglen.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. There is no unfinished business, so we'll get right into our new business. And the first item is the closed session for Township Attorney legal opinion. I'm going to make this motion because the attorney asked for some specific language. So I'm going to make a motion to move to closed session as permitted under Section 8H of the Open Meetings Act to discuss a written opinion from the Township Attorney. Somebody like to second that? Thank you, Bob. Can we get a roll call, please?
Marshall.
Yes.
Stenglen.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Candelora.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. All right. So we'll go back to the other room. Convene.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Can we get a roll call, please?
Stenglen.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Candelora.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. That brings us to approval of closed session minutes. We're looking for a motion to approve the minutes as read in closed session.
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you, Bob. Thank you, Steve. Can we get a roll call, please?
Unruh.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Candelora.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Stenglen.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. And then we are looking for a motion to take no action resulting from the closed session.
Make a motion to take no action as a result of the closed session.
Second.
Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
Blair.
Yes.
Candelora.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Stenglen.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. That brings us to our gravel road projects. Tony and myself met with Jason and Colin from the Road Commission on the Road Subcommittee, and you have a motion before you to spend up to $231,489 for graveling approximately 5.17 miles of gravel roads, and the projects are attached to that. The road improvement list 1 through 7 there would be the 5.17 miles. And then they also discussed they will be doing some drainage and ditching projects on Viola and Oakwood. And Oakwood is going to be overlaid from Hadley to M24. And then as part of that overlay, they are redoing all of the approaches on Oakwood Road from Hadley to Baldwin that are in Brandon Township. They're doing it all the way to M24, but for us, it's Hadley to Baldwin. So the motion in front of you is to spend those dollars to approve the gravel projects listed 1 through 7.
Do you make that motion or you want a motion
No,
made?
go ahead.
I'll make the motion to allow supervisors to spend up to $231,489 for graveling approximately 5.17 miles of gravel roads, gravel roads on the attached 2025 gravel projects list and to use the Road Commission of Oakland County tri-party funds. That is $56,489. Budgeted tri-party funds 101-464-932.100. That is $50,000. And road repair funds of 101-464-932.500, $125,000 to pay the gravel and to allow the supervisor to sign the cost participation agreement for those for using the tri-party funds. Jeez,
Thank you, Steve. Thank you,
somebody
Rob.
needs a chat GPT that one.
Yeah, that one's real long. All right, any further discussion on that? Okay, Cindy, can we get a roll call, please?
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengland,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. And then in addition to the gravel, we also do the dust control, which is the, can't think of the term right now, but the chemical that they put down on their, chloride, there we go. The chloride that they put down on there. And then we have the list attached to do the roads the same way we did last year. The roads on the list get 5 applications, all other roads get 4. They're less traveled roads. The total is $96,891.76, which is the exact same cost that it was last year. There was no cost increase this year.
Sweet. I'll make a motion to submit a request to the Road Commission for Oakland County to accept their 2025 blanket program for 5 applications of chloride to the roads listed on the chart above and 4 applications of chloride to the remaining secondary roads in Brandon Township for a total of $96,891.76 to be paid from 101-464-932.200.
Support.
Thank you. Any additional comments, questions? Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengland,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. All right, that brings us to repair the township baseball fields. We built those about 4 years ago now, I believe. Unfortunately, their fields are pretty much unusable right now, and none of the baseball teams want to use the fields because the limestone has essentially become concrete, and the kids are hurting themselves on the concrete. So, the Parks and Rec Subcommittee met on March 25th and discussed the attached quote and is recommending approval of Dura Edge's quote to repair the baseball fields to this board. And per our policy, we have asking to do this with just one quote, and the reason for that is Dura Edge is the only contractor in Michigan that uses this type of material or has access to this type of material. And they've actually done Comerica Park, and they did the park in Shelby Township too. I forget the name of the minor league team that plays there. But they do most of the professional fields in the area as well. And we conveniently do have a sales rep for this company that lives in Clarkston.
I think we need to take that limestone and put it on the gravel roads to make them like cement.
So
Doesn't work that way.
I know, I'm just,
to satisfy my curiosity,
Yep.
what is this I don't want to ramble on long about it. I'm just out of curiosity. Because I know that limestone's got to be hard as heck, that ball
It is.
coming off. Hit you right in, whatever. So what is Dura Edge? What is that?
So it's a 3-layered process. There's 3 types of material they put down. They're gonna make the base path wider, and they're gonna extend the outfield or the infield further into the outfield, and they're gonna push that limestone back to make up that difference. And then they put a base layer down, and then there's a second finer. The bottom one is very fine. Sorry. The bottom one is the most rigid,
Coarse.
and then, less coarse, and then they put a really
Agreed.
fine dust on top of it, and when they slide and you see the dust come up, what turns their pants brown, that's
So this is-
that's the diamond dust.
Okay, it's dirt. I mean,
It's 3 different types of dirt, but
Okay,
it's very
got it.
fancy dirt.
And then
Fancy dirt.
what's the upkeep after
That's
this?
what I was
mean,
gonna
like,
ask.
they got to redo
Yeah.
this every
So,
couple
Dave,
of
you wanna-
years, or
yeah, that was gonna be my question.
They have to do this is gonna be like a 20-year upgrade. We will have to do a little bit of replacing some of the dirt that's been done. They're gonna replace the 4-inch lip that is between the ball field and the outfield. I have the 3 levels in my office I can show, but it's a filtration system to keep the dirt packed down. So, because there is no irrigation out there, it'll allow the water to come down through without washing the dirt away. And the upkeep offhand, I don't know what it is, but for a tournament prior to, we had bought a pallet of it and used it out here for the tournaments. So maybe a pallet every 2 years, as long as the fields are taken care of continuously, which I be more than happy to do that.
Is a pallet expensive?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, the only place this dirt comes from is in Ohio. You can't get it anywhere in Michigan, they have to ship it in, which is why the other companies are so far away. And luckily, like Jason said, we have a rep right in Clarkston. But it's a process to do to make these fields a 20-year playing field.
20 years.
Yeah, that's the lifespan.
20-year plus playing field.
My baseball career lasted 3 years.
Well, and remember, the fields are not being used right now because no baseball teams will use it because
Right.
it's literally concrete.
Right. That's good. Okay, that's all. I was just curious. Good.
So you have two motions in front of you. The first one is to accept the quote, and the second one is the budget amendment that needs to be made.
So I'll make the motion one to accept the quote from Dura Edge in the amount of $34,767.39 to repair the baseball fields at the Township Park.
I'll second that.
All right. And any additional comments? Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengland,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. And then we're looking for the second motion to make the budget amendment to pay for that.
I will make the motion to amend the budget for 101-752-977.15 land improvements capitalized from $0 to $35,000 coming from 101-000-699.000 appropriation from designated funds, park development / tower funds.
I'll second that too.
All right,
I have a question.
okay.
Do we know how quickly this will get done? Will it be done in time for the kids to be able to play on it this summer, or is it gonna be too late?
If we wouldn't have had to wait, it would have been on the April schedule, but now we're pushed into the first part of June is when we can get on the schedule for them done. They said it'll take 2 days, so hopefully we'll be able to be in there in the later part of the season this year.
It'll take 2 days to get this
2
down.
days for both fields. Chris crews right now are coming back from Lakeland, Florida, where they've been doing the Tigers fields down there.
Nice.
So we may be able to, towards the end of the season.
Move some of the games there.
Yeah.
Will we have fall ball again?
Yeah. Fall,
So we can use fall ball out
Okay,
there.
so we'll get,
Spring ball will be about mid to late in the season,
okay,
depending on when they can get out there in June.
okay, thanks.
All right, any additional comments? Can we get a roll call, please?
Stengland,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. All right, that brings us to the earned sick time policy and amendment. The new Earned Sick Time Act went into effect on February 21st. Myself, Rosalind, Dana, and Chief Quapis met with the labor attorneys on March 10th to discuss ESTA. As a result of the passing of ESTA and our meeting with the attorneys, we determined the need to adopt an ESTA policy, which will be added as a new tab in our Employee Policies and Procedures Manual, and we need to amend the current sick leave policy accordingly as well. So you will see two motions. The first one is to approve the ESTA policy. The second one is to approve the amendments. So the ESTA policy is brand new, so you won't see any redlining on that. It's completely new. The second one, you have the red line in the back of your packet.
I'll make the motion to approve the proposed ESTA policy as presented.
I will second that.
Go ahead.
All right. Any comments? Okay, Cindy?
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengland,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. And then the second motion, does anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the proposed sick leave policy amendments to the Operations Manual, Section 5.1, as presented.
I'll go ahead and second
I need a
that.
second.
I got you. Any additional comments on that? All right, Cindy?
Blair,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengland,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, that brings us to our West Nile program for 2025. This program is brought back again this year, and Oakland County is reimbursing us up to $3,416.05 again this year. We did budget $4,000 again this year for that program, and I'm recommending that we use Ace Hardware again with our order, and the order, it would be on the back of your document there. That is what I am recommending we order. So the total is $3,986.22. $3,416.05 would be reimbursed by Oakland County, and the township would pay the $570.17.
Do we have a lot of product left, or did we
No,
finally get
we
through?
only have like 20 things of the dunks.
Oh, good. Glad we've gotten through it. I'll make the motion to participate in the Oakland County 2025 West Nile Virus Program by allowing the supervisor to submit a project plan to Oakland County, purchase mosquito control products in the amount of up to $4,000, and to request reimbursement from Oakland County for $3,416.05 after the resolution is approved.
Second.
Thank you. Any additional comments? And just so the residents know, these products will be available hopefully in May, once we get them in. They're usually pretty quick at getting them to us, May or June at the latest. And each resident can get 2 products
For free.
for free. All right, any additional comments? Okay, Cindy?
Candelora,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengler,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. All right, that brings us to our last item, which is the proposal to reprogram fiscal year 2021 and fiscal year 2023 CDBG funds. Rosalind?
So we did have some money left over, about $10,691 from program year 2021. We did a public hearing on this a few months back, and now we are just bringing the resolution to the board. This was for funds to go to the fire department Knox boxes.
Okay,
Yep.
would somebody like to
I'll make a motion to approve the attached resolution reprogramming program year 2021 CDBG funds the amount of $10,691 from public facilities and improvements to fire stations equipment.
I will second that. Any additional comments on that motion? Okay, Cindy?
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengler,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Candelora,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries.
Okay, we are also reprogramming program year 2023 funds. Once we found out that we were able to reimburse for the wages of the senior center coordinator, we decided to reprogram that so we could go for the wages for 2023. So we can get reimbursed for that. The money was for the deck at the senior center, but we are, like I said, reprogramming that for the wages for the senior center coordinator.
Okay,
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the attached resolution reprogramming program year 2023 CDBG funds in the amount of $18,623 from public facilities and improvements senior center to public facilities and improvements senior center wages for staff.
Support.
thank you, Bob. Any additional comments or questions? Okay, Cindy?
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengler,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Candelora,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. That concludes our new business. Then it brings us back to citizens' comments on anything. And remember, you have 3 minutes. Chief?
I just wanted to give the board a quick update. Earlier today on Oakwood Road and Brandon Hills Drive, they were there was a construction crew doing underground utilities, and they were using a underground device to dig a tunnel so that they could put wires through. And they hit a 2-inch gas line right in the middle of it.
Oh, geez.
That line, it's severed. Obviously, they had a gas leak. We had to evacuate the apartment complex right there,
Brandon Manor.
1020 Oakwood Road. It's the Brandon Manor apartment complex. And graciously, I called Faye. Faye was able to accommodate them at the senior center because we knew it was going to be a short term, because once they were able to crimp the line and make the repairs, there was no more safety issues. And I just want to say Faye went above and beyond, because not only did she house them, but she fed them.
I just said,
I
I
mean,
bet she fed them too.
that is absolutely amazing. And all of them, when they, because we met them back at the property when it was about an hour or so when they were able to be released. and back into their homes, they were all like, "And we got pizza today. That was really cool." So they were extremely thankful. So again, thank you, Faye. Great job, and it takes a community. So that's it.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, see none.
No, he-
Oh,
no.
sorry. Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. I looked down before you were up.
He didn't hold it high. He just
No, I
went
didn't
like
see
that.
you there.
It was kind of short. It was a shorthand.
All right, Rick.
I noticed in the local paper, there's a thing about we have to cut invasive plants.
We don't have to.
Well, it said we had to in the paper.
No, I don't think.
Not you guys, us, the homeowners. I wouldn't know an invasive plant if if it bit me in the butt. So it's like, is there a penalty for it if we don't, or?
Whose article was
Yeah,
it?
I don't know
I didn't
who
see
wrote
that
that.
article.
So it comes from the supervisor's office.
It was a public notice.
It was a public notice from the supervisor's office for the ordinance for
I didn't sign it.
obnoxious weeds.
Obnoxious weeds.
They're
What does
obnoxious.
this mean?
I don't know. I will look into
Is
that
it the
for you. 'Cause-
Phragmites or?
yeah, Phragmites is one of them, but normally you're responsible for anything that's on your land. I do know that, but
Okay.
I didn't know that something was sent out. I
Is there
didn't.
gonna be a fine or something for it, or?
Only for you.
Probably.
No, but the county,
Yeah.
yeah, the county has information. They have a whole program for,
Yeah, there's a Phragmites control program, but
Well, I know that
Yeah.
you used to come out and spray along the road. Well, I don't have it out there at the road because they paved it, but I seen that in the paper. I'm like, I got some back in the woods that I don't know what it is.
all right. I'll ask my deputy. Sometimes she sends stuff
5
out.
leaves, kind of jagged, maybe 7.
All right. Any additional comments?
Hi, my name's Ed Derbyshire, 1125 Connell. I have some property on Baldwin Road that we always talk about, I guess, once a month. But when we were fighting our assessments, the assessed value of the property, I noticed that the assessor doesn't list property that was sold that he believes was a non-arm's length transaction. So it's not made publicly available. So when you go to fight it, it's not listed. So I don't know if there's a way that in the future that they could possibly list those. And I realize if they don't think that it's a fair transaction, could they put an asterisk and just let us know that that property sold? It's just, seems like it should be public information and fairly easy to do that. So I don't know why it's that way. And the other thing is I thought they fixed my drain issue on my property, but it turns out that they only dug the drain out a little ways, and it needs to still flow into Paint Creek, so the property's still flooded and non-habitable, but that's another issue. The main thing is I just wish if they would list all the properties that are sold, and then if they need to put an asterisk next to it saying that they don't believe this is a fair value transaction, like my property I paid $20,000 for. They said it wasn't listed because they didn't think it was a fair purchase price, even though we showed the paperwork. So if they could look into it, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none. Board comments. Scott, you got anything else?
nope,
Steve?
until next month.
Planning commission meeting tomorrow. And again, thank you, Faye, for stepping up. All your work has not gone unnoticed, so.
Bob?
I'm good.
Tony?
I'm good.
Dana?
Talking about Faye, I did enjoy the St. Patrick's Day lunch, so thank you, and thank you for helping the residents today. I did want to thank BGYA too. I did attend the breakfast that Roslyn mentioned, and I should thank them. Also, some other dates I thought of: May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd is the garage sale on M15. So if you like it, go out and hit all the places. And if you don't want to be around in all the traffic, it's May 3rd. Avoid M15. And then that's it. So have a good April and happy Easter.
All right, I don't have anything additional tonight, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Rosalind.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Rosalind.
I was just gonna say thank you to the chief and to Faye for all that you do for our community.
Oh, yes, thank you, Chief, too.
All right, sorry, Rosalind.
It's all right.
Now we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Dana.
Support.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be a pass.